Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your March 2019 1st through the 15th general reading. So we're looking at the first half of March here. In a couple of weeks, we'll take a look at the second half and the mid-month readings. But for now, just the first 2 weeks of March 2019. Thanks for joining us here today. Welcome to any newcomers. Welcome back to any returning people, subscribers. Those of you who follow my channel regularly, thank you. And for those of you who take the time to send in your support, comments, and feedback, thank you as well. And always a big thank you to all of my clients out there, both regular and new, for keeping me so busy with personal readings. An honor and a pleasure. Thank you. For those of you who are interested in a personal reading with me, live or recorded, and you've not read with me before, you can get more info and contact details by clicking on the description link below or the description link attached to any of my videos. You can also go to my YouTube channel's homepage and click on the little About button there. Please feel free to email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I can usually get back to you within the same day or the first 24 hours of your initial contact with more info. And scheduling is good too. I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week. It is the sum total of what I do. So I work pretty diligently with both my schedule and your schedule to get you a reading as quickly as possible. And I do a wide variety of readings of all different types and lengths and costs in all the main areas of life. So if you're interested, send me an email. We'll go from there. All right, moving right along. This reading is for the earth sign of Taurus for the first half of March, March 1st through the 15th. If you know your rising and your moon sign, watch those as well. As those of you who watch readings regularly know that general readings are always going to play out a little differently for everybody watching. All right, Taurus, let's see what the first half of March 2019 has in store for you. Okay, Taurus, we begin with the Two of Pentacles, followed by the 10 of Pentacles. Nice way to start the first week of March. Around the second week or so, we have the Hierophant, followed by Strength. Looks like you're trying to make a decision on something. Overall energy and focus for the first half of March is the Knight of Pentacles. So a lot of Pentacles here. Out of 5 cards, 3 of them are Pentacles, which is Earth energy, which is your energy, Taurus, as you're an Earth sign. In the tarot, Earth is the element that governs the suit of Pentacles, and it often manifests or represents the earthly practical area of our life. A lot of times it's money, finance, property, resources, assets, real estate, job, things that we can see and touch and feel, or the efforts that we put into things. So your overall energy for the first half of March is the Knight of Pentacles. So Knights are the spontaneous, impulsive energies in the tarot. They usually represent something coming in, and often the speed at which it moves too. So they're the bringers, the deliverers of the tarot. So the Knight of Pentacles would represent an offer or an opportunity either coming in or that you may be thinking of extending outwards. Now, all 4 of the Knights are known for being faster than civilians, shall we say, because they're Knights. They can tend to be very single-minded and focused because their whole objective is to achieve the mission and quest and bring back the results. But out of all 4 of the Knights, the Knight of Pentacles is slower than his other 3 brother Knights because he's governed by the element of Earth, which is a slower moving energy, but very solid, stable, and reliable. The Knight of Pentacles, when he sets out on something, will get there, maybe not as quickly as the other Knights, but he will cover every step from beginning to end and not cut corners or miss anything by rushing ahead very quickly. So it looks like perhaps a very tangible offer or opportunity might be coming in for some of you Taurians. This might be a job offer or opportunity. The Knight of Pentacles often shows up for a job offer or opportunity or a project of some kind. It's something that brings in practical resources or help, or the opportunity or offer of practical resources or help. I've seen sometimes the Knight of Pentacles show up when somebody's offering to help somebody else move in a very practical way, or a project or something of some kind. I do believe it's an offer or opportunity, and since the majority of your elemental energy here is Earth, for a lot of you this might be resonating in the area of your life that deals with, you know, money, work, finances, home, property, projects that require a lot of effort into them. For a smaller portion of you, I feel like some of you may be considering making an offer to somebody else, or presenting an offer or opportunity to somebody else as well. Now around the end of February, first week of March, we have the Two of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles can represent juggling two things. It can represent perhaps being very busy, maybe doing two different things, maybe working two different jobs. It can sometimes also represent trying to make a decision between two things and kind of keeping things up in the air while you're thinking about them. Twos can represent duality, being at a crossroads, needing to make a choice or a decision, because in spite of the fact that he is juggling both of these things successfully, it requires all of his concentration and effort too. And at some point he's going to have to figure out which of these pentacles to let drop and which one to focus on. Some of you may be working two jobs, and there may be an offer or an opportunity in front of you to stop working one job and maybe focus on one. Maybe you're somebody is offering you, or there's an offer or opportunity to perhaps make more money or have the kind of resources where you can stop working two jobs and just focus on one. Or you may in fact be considering taking a new job or opportunity that's in front of you. And again, for a smaller portion of you, I feel like you may be, there's some of you, Taurus, that may be considering making an offer to somebody else. Now, the Two of Pentacles is clarified by the Ten of Pentacles. So tens represent coming full circle, cycles completing, culmination, achievement. And this is an abundant energy. It was traditionally referred to as the inheritance card. Some of you, it might be an actual inheritance. Some of you might be getting a portion of an inheritance or a division of estate or something like that. And this coming in may be giving you the resources or the finances to be able to stop juggling so many different things and just rest for a while or just work one job. Yeah, so some of you, it might be an actual inheritance issue. What does inheritance really mean? Inheritance speaks of a current, now present sense of abundance that comes in, that gives you stability and security and safety. But the reason it's there is because it's coming from the long, slow accumulation of work and time and effort and patience and love that went into building it up. Which is why it's called the inheritance card, because it's your parents, your grandparents, or relatives that kind of left this for you. They worked hard so that you could have this. So again, it might be an actual, money or inheritance or property coming in. It represents long-term stability and security that comes from all the effort that went into building it up. So in work and career, it could represent that you may be trying to make a decision that will enable you to gain or put you on the path that leads you to long-term financial and material stability and security, or home and property as well. In the relationship area of your life, for those of you for whom this might be a relationship, you might be receiving an offer of, partnership or marriage, or in business, it might be partnership as well. It could be marriage or engagement or moving in with each other or something of that sort. Because in the emotional realm of your life, it represents the same thing, long-term stability and security as well. So there's this sense in the very end of February and the first week of March or so. Excuse me. I know I'm sounding still just a little bit froggy, but I'm just getting over that bronchial thing. It's the season here. So you may be trying to make a decision on whether or not to take this offer or opportunity that's on board. Some of you, it's, do I make this offer? You're considering it. It does fundamentally represent stability, security, safety, whether it's financial and material or in the relationship or realm of your life or partnership of some kind. That's what it represents. And there's a sense of kind of do I, don't I, do I, don't I. Now, around the second week or so of March, we have the Hierophant and Strength, two major arcana cards. So this would be a significant time, because two major arcana cards to represent that this particular period of time we're looking at roughly the second week of March. So it looks like it could be a pretty profound or impactful week. The Hierophant represents convention and tradition, walking the prescribed path, walking a path that many other people have walked before you, the tried and true. It can represent large organizations, business, institutions, religion, sometimes a religious mentor or a mentor of some kind. It's one of the cards that can represent marriage, taking something to the next level or a deeper level of commitment, stability, responsibility, etc. Now, what clarifies it is strength. This is a card that really represents inner strength, self-mastery, and control, which usually comes from taking a look perhaps at maybe the tendency to make poor decisions in certain areas of our life or aspects of ourselves that we may not like, or facing our fears, our doubts, our insecurities, perhaps even, the aspects of ourselves that we've heard referred to as the shadow side. What do we do in our lives that doesn't serve us or causes us harm or makes us fail? What are the patterns that we have that repeat that? How can we face those? Do the work that's needed to break them so that we can move forward in confidence and courage, as this woman has done. She has tamed this wild beast, but she has tamed it by facing it and dealing with it. And this lion is symbolic for fears, doubts, insecurities, bad habits, etc. So some of you, whether you're considering accepting an offer or opportunity or extending one, kind of maybe going back and forth, some of you, the offer or opportunity may be about marriage or another job that promises long-term security, or perhaps it's with a big company or corporation. Perhaps this is family and marriage and a whole new way of life. Some of you may be considering, do I take this step? Do I offer this step? Do I accept this step? Whether it's in the relationship area of your life or the business area of your life, or it could be a combination of both of those. It could be a partnership as well. Some of you, the fear might be about this level of commitment, whether you're capable of it or not, or whether you want it or not. Some of you may be afraid of this level of commitment and responsibility. Some of you, what you might be facing fears of, or the advice is for you to face your fears, is leaving perhaps a place of security and stability that you've known, that you've been on for quite some time, because there's this offer coming in that looks attractive, but perhaps it doesn't. You're already coming from a place of stability and security, and you're afraid that by taking that you might risk that or lose that in some way. So it looks like Spirit is advising you to face whatever it is that this strength card might represent. Your fears, your doubts, your insecurities, bad habits, things that we wrestle with. So let's pull an additional advice card. Advice for Taurus for the first half of March. It looks like it's still in the consideration stage. I don't see a lot of action on this in the first half of March for a lot of you, although so I always say we live in a free will zone. You can choose to move on it or not move on it in this time period. But I think for a lot of you, it just looks like you're kind of going back and forth between it. Let's see what Spirit advises for now. The Two of Wands. So in considering whether or not this is a good opportunity to accept or to offer, whatever the specifics might be for you, make the decision based on what you want long term. If taking this offer or opportunity or accepting this offer or opportunity is leading you towards a long-term goal, then by all means take it, because that's the inherent advice with the Two of Wands. You can see that this man is standing at a crossroads and he's trying to figure out which path to take. Do I go left or do I go right? What do I do? And the key to choosing the right path is not so much in what's going on right now, but in what you want long term. For example, if this is the relationship area of your life and you're looking to get married, does taking path A lead to that, or does taking path B lead to that? If it's in the work, job, career, or the spiritual aspect of your life as well. It's it's difficult, if not impossible, to pack for a journey when you don't have a specific destination in mind, because how do you know what to prepare for, what things to pack? So ask yourself, whatever area of this life this is resonating in for you, Taurus, in that area of your life, what is your vision? What is your long-term goal and vision? Where do you want to be in this area of your life a year down the road, 3 years down the road, 10 years down the road? So when you're considering offers or opportunities in front of you, ask yourself, does this realistically have a good chance of achieving my long-term vision and goal, or putting me on the path towards my long-term vision or goal, and make the decision based on that? Or allow that to be the influencing factor in your consideration of what this is. So Taurus, that pretty much wraps up your March 2019 1st through the 15th reading, the first half of March. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the March 2019 mid-month readings, where we will take a look at the second half of March, the last 2 weeks. I hope this has been helpful and useful to those of you watching. And if any of you are interested in a more personal one-on-one reading with me, you can email me directly at maggie1maguire@gmail.com. I'd be happy to work with you. You can get that contact info by clicking on the About button on my YouTube channel's homepage, or you can just click on the description link below. I do love and romance, of course, compatibility readings, career, work, and finance, as well as investment readings, gift readings, and I also do 6 and 12-month overviews, which take a look at what's coming in your life for the next 6 or 12 months, depending on how far ahead you want to look. And you can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy. That link is also provided, and that's a great app that's useful for if you're looking for a quick answer to a quick, easy questions. There are other options to choose from on there, but for the more complex or intensive readings or traditional readings, just send me an email and we will set something up for you. So Taurus, I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the March 2019 mid-month readings. We'll take a look at the last 2 weeks of March then. And until then, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.